Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's only day 7 of this month and I have already read around 5 or 6 books. I'm kind of in my cowboy slash hockey romance era right now. So I started the month with cowboy and I'm continuing it with hockey. None of these eras are in the TBR that I set up for August. So it's gonna be interesting how I'm going to be able to mix both or just kind of include both. I've been getting slightly better at keeping up with TBRs. It's not the greatest, even for arcs, it's not the greatest, but I'm trying to hold myself accountable. And while for July, a lot of the TBR, I didn't stick to it. Some of it I did. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try to do the same thing for August and just kind of see how close I am able to stay to a TBR. So let me show you the books that I have picked out for this month. Going into my arcs first, I have a list. Pretty Reckless by LJ Shen was picked up by Bloom Books, and I have already read this book back when I believe Angry God came out. I just binged the trilogy. Now that it is being re-released, I figured, you know what, I would like to read it, and especially because they tend to have bonus scenes and extended epilogues and all that fun stuff. So I did receive an arc for it, so I'm hoping to read it before it comes out in August 22nd. Fingers crossed for that. I actually don't even remember much about that book, which works great because I'm gonna be reading it as if I had never read it before, because I literally blanked out completely on that entire trilogy. Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score comes out, I believe it's in September 5th. I have loved Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light. I have loved Sloane and Lucian and just the major hate that these two characters have for each other, which has me so eager to dive into their book. I already have an arc. I received it in July, so I need to read it. I cannot wait. I feel like this is gonna have so much tension, so much angst, so much hate. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Abrana. I am very upset that I do not know where my physical copy is. The author sent me a PR box with a candle and everything like that, and for some unknown reason, every single time I need to look for that physical book, I lose it. And it's somewhere around the house. I find it every single time, but then I lose it. And this has happened, I kid you not, at least 3 times already. This is like my 4th time that it has happened, and I'm just like, I don't know why it keeps happening. This is Annalise's debut book, and the cover is absolutely stunning. Like, as soon as I received the physical book, I was like, holy crap, this is good. Like, it's a fantastic book and it's super short, so I know that I will be able to get through it very quickly. This also fits the prompt for this reading challenge that I'm a part of. It's called the Decomathon, so it is related to Disney Channel. The challenge already started. We have been watching some decom movies like High School Musical. We've also been watching the Disney Channel games, which I had never watched before, so it's been fun to be able to just kind of like watch it. It is kind of cringe. I remember back in the day seeing the trailers for it. It was so much fun, but now I'm watching it and I'm like, yikes. Still fun to watch. Don't Let Me Down by Kelsey Ray was a book that I received in July, and I completely forgot to include it in my July book haul. This is book 5 in the series. I do need to catch up on the rest of the series, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it before I need to read and review this book, so chances are I'm just gonna dive right into this one. This is a Grumpy Sunshine boss employee, wait for it, frenemies with benefits. I love frenemies with benefits. I don't read that trope enough. Like, I don't see it written enough in books, but every time I read a book, it's like, oh, this feeds my soul. Like, it's so good. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. Too Safe by Abby Millsaps is a reverse harem college sports romance. I don't know much about it, but I received a PR box for it, which has me so excited with all the items that it had, and I will be buddy reading this with a friend of mine because we both got the book. So we were like, let's buddy read it together, especially because I believe it does end on a cliffhanger. and typically when books end in cliffhanger, I like to buddy read them so I don't suffer by myself. Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross is a book that I definitely have been sleeping on. I received an ARC for this, and it's even signed. I have a signed ARC of this book right here. As soon as I got it, I remember I started reading it and I got to page 52 or 53, and then I just, for some reason, I set it aside and I just never picked it up. I was totally bad on my part, and now everybody's hyping it up so much, so I'm like, oh man, I hope it's as good as everybody says it is. I even have a finished copy of this, but I prefer reading in paperback, so I will be reading this one and annotating it. It does sound like a great fantasy book. I'm just hesitant because of the hype, but hopefully I do love it. I'm excited that the second book is coming out. Is it soon? I feel like it is, just because I've seen the cover floating around a lot, Ruthless Vows. So only for that reason alone, I believe it's coming out soon. Was I Ever Here by Naomi Loud is a book that I've been dying to read. Two of my friends love this book, and one of them actually gifted me this copy for my birthday. I don't know much about it except that it is dark romance, and it is a fantastic dark romance. Everybody that I've seen talk about this book hypes it up so much, and the back of the book barely tells you anything about what this book is. Just that the male main character was supposed to die, but he didn't. And now he's like searching for someone that he feels he's connected to, and he finds her when he's holding at gunpoint her boss at a bar. That's it. You don't know anything else. So I'm definitely intrigued, especially because I have not gotten spoiled for this yet. Finally diving into this. I hope it's really good. I can't wait to read it. The Last Letter is by the same author who wrote Fourth Wing, and I have seen people love this book throughout the years. I finally started reading it at the beginning of August. I've been really liking it. I am preparing for the feels because I know it's gonna hit me hard. It's already hitting me hard. I was not expecting this book to start the way that it did, and it has just added a whole lot more to the emotions and the tension, so I am very excited to continue reading this one. In case you didn't know, I am currently running 2 book clubs. I have one for dark romance and forbidden and taboo romances, and I also have one for just sweet and spicy novels. So for the dark romance book club, Lusting After Dark, we're going to be reading Until I Get You by Claire Contreras. I actually don't know if this book is dark. I have heard it is more bully than anything, and it's not necessarily that dark. Even then, everybody was excited to read it, so this is the one that got picked up. And the book club pick for the sweet and spicy romance, which I'm still working on the name. I still cannot come up with one, but in case you're interested, I will leave the link down below. And currently the name is Whispers of Sugar and Spice, or Whispers of Sweet and Spice. I don't even know, because I'm still toying with what to name it, and that is You with a View by Jessica Joyce. I have seen this book on Instagram, especially by LJ Reads. She has recommended this book a lot on her Instagram page, and the cover is just absolutely stunning. This features 2 former high school enemies who have to be in forced proximity with each other going on a road trip that their grandparents who used to date kind of sent them on, or something around that. It just sounds like so good and such a fun read, so I'm really looking forward to this. And I mean, just look at the cover. The cover is just so stunning. Whoever designed this cover knew what they were doing, because this is just stunning. I'm gonna mention very quickly some of the books that I am hoping to also read this month, but I don't have much hopes for them. I'm just gonna mention them in case I do get to them. They are also going to be part of the Decomathon Readathon. Those are Starbringer by Tracy Wolff. This should fit the sci-fi prompt. Then for the royal prompt, there's Fate of a Royal by Amo Jones and Megan Brandy. I really like Amo Jones' writing, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this book. But again, I don't know why I haven't been as excited for this book as I normally would have been for an Amo book. The book that I will be reading without a doubt is The Good Girl by Nikki Sloan. I have loved Nikki Sloan's books before, especially the Nashville Neighborhood series. The Doctor, The Frat Boy, The Architect, and The Frat Boy have been great reads. I have loved them a lot. They tend to be kind of like forbidden or just kind of with some drama involved in them, and they always just are amazing reads. And I'm so looking forward to The Good Girl because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it features the ex-boyfriend from the first book of the series, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around there. All I know is that I need to read it, and it's definitely in my August TBR. It does come out in August 29th, so I'm probably gonna have to speed read it so that I can finish it before the month ends. The Blood We Crave Part 2 by Monty J is a book that I've been reading for the past few months and I have yet to finish it. It's a book that I have been genuinely loving so much. I loved the first part. Heck, I've loved this entire series. But this specific couple is everything. I am obsessed with them, and I know that the last book in the series, The Oath We Give, I think it's the title, comes out either in September or October. So I do need to finish this book ASAP. And I think I'm almost halfway done with it. I just don't want to finish it because, again, I love these characters a lot and I know that they're gonna be there in the next book of the series, but still, it's like, I just love them. I just love them and I don't want to say goodbye to like their story. Does that make sense? This is an arc that comes out in September, but because it comes out in September 12th is the reason why I'm hesitant if I will read it now or if I will read it then. Also because it's a book by Sierra Simone and it's part of a trilogy, and we know that Sierra Simone tends to do very heavy cliffhangers that you never recover from. Like, I'm glad I read the New Camelot trilogy back to back, so I did not have to suffer through those major cliffhangers. And this book, titled Salt Kiss, is kind of like a spin-off to that trilogy, the sex club or BDSM club that is mentioned in American Prince or American King. But that club that is mentioned on there is the premise or the setting for this new trilogy, which has me very excited. It's MMF romance, amazing, and it features a bodyguard, an anti-hero, and the girl that one of them does have to marry. So it kind of has the similar vibes to New Camelot trilogy, which I'm super excited about because I love that trilogy. And that is basically it for the books that I am hoping to read now in August. I know that some of them are for sure books that I will read, but then there are others where I'm just like, I don't know if I will get to them, but we shall see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye!